Hello everyone, this is Migo Hunter, and today we have another Exceed match, round 2, between Hikage and chucklyfun. It'll be first time casting a match between these two players, never seen either of them play, so should be interesting. I think Hikage, I don't know if, I think he lost round 1, and chucklyfun also lost this game, yeah. So they both need a win here if they want to have a good chance to um, get through the tournament into top 4. So chucklyfun runs a team of Seijin, Enchantress, and Emojin, and Hikage runs a team of Emojin, Hazama, and Mole Knights. So maybe we might see a Emojin mirror at some point. We never know. It seems like players are starting out with Seijin and Hazama. I think this makes sense. I think I know chucklyfun is very comfortable with Seijin. It's probably his main, considering his main character. I think chucklyfun used to main Selinka. Shout out to the Selinka guide. It's pretty good. Um, but he doesn't play Selinka anymore, sadly. So Seijin is pretty much his main, and judging by Hikage's snake, I'm sure his main is Hazama, because why else would he have snake in his name? Okay, so Hikage wins the coin toss, gets to go first. Seijin is actually pretty okay going second because Seijin has a very deep mulligan, with starting with a larger hand size. Starting hand size is 8, she goes second. She can mulligan a lot of cards and get transformation that she wants. Seijin, yeah, break down both characters. That Seijin is sort of a mid-range brawler that has a lot of transforms, um, and also has a lot of guard because of her UA. And Hazama is a character that likes to initiate strikes on his terms and play around at mid-range and have a lot of mobility. His overdrive is also very good and can win in games. So yeah, it's hard to say which character is favored here in this matchup, to be honest. Though I would assume Hasama's lack of um, what was I say? Hasama's lack of ignore guard may make it tricky for him. Actually, no, he does have one ignore guard, but that's his astral, which will be tough playing. Okay, so Hasama starts out turn one strike, expends a falling fang, which is pretty surprising for force, to place Ouroboros down. So Hasama generally Hasama doesn't want to spend force unless he's actually going to use Ouroboros to move now strike, but it could also be a mind game. We'll see. chucklyfun thinking of how to respond to this potential range tree threat, which may not be a range tree threat at all. Seijin doesn't really have many good openers to deal with this. She doesn't have any range for options. She only has dive and Inari guidance, which is really weird dive. So yeah, now chucklyfun's already have to make a tough decision here what Hikage could be playing. Hikage expending a falling fang is pretty surprising because falling fang is one of Hazma's best specials because of the speed and the advantage gaining. Okay, chucklyfun placing our guys on defense. Will lose to the Hungry Coils. Hungry Coils will outspeed Inari Guidance and stun Seijin. Actually, no. Actually, you know what? That's actually perfectly fine here. Um, Yeah, because I think yeah, Seijun has at least tree guard. So okay, so he removes a card, but on hit does discard a card. However, 6 cards in hand is still enough to have enough guard on Inari Guidance. So luckily Hazama didn't play a 4 damage attack, or else Inari Guidance would have been stunned. So yeah, it was all in all pretty good for Seijun actually. Got her off her best transformation already. Kitsune Pride. Any attack she can spend 2 force to get extra range. So this allows her to really um, be really good on defense and offense. Okay, Hazama initiating a strike after both players prepped. It's Ink Splash on defense. However, ooh, Rising Fang is a good option here. Rising Fang will have 4 armor, completely ignore, negate the damage of Ink Splash hit back for 4. Don't forget there's a push though. Okay, I think chucklyfun was deciding whether he wanted to transform or gauge Ink Splash. Okay, didn't remember to push one. Okay, so Rising Fang is actually something you don't, something a special that you don't really see that much from Hazama usually, but can actually trade with stuff pretty well. I don't think you should underestimate it. That 4 armor is a lot. All right, now it's chucklyfun's turn. One Ink Splash is down. I think again he decided to gauge it, perhaps saving gauge for his ultras or his exceed. Decides to boost speed. This can set up a really good yokai banishing, which will give him another great transformation. I think we will see one here. I think the best way to stop yokai banishing is, oh, it is, oof. Well, you know what? A 6 speed and spike is also on curve on range 2. Definitely works as well. Ink Spike will be doing 6 damage. Yeah, and we'll stun out that defensive spike. Spike is kind of an odd choice on defense here at range 2, but a Spike has 4 guard, so he'll be able to handle. Yeah, not sure what he was trying to beat there with Spike, considering that Seijun boosted +2 speed. Yokai Vanishing could push Spike out of the way. The only thing it would beat is hmm, slow attacks. With +2 speed, that would outspeed Spike. It's weird. It's a weird choice. Hazama plays check on my stake to draw tree and strike. Really good boost. Just give Hazama card acceleration. Oh, Yokai Banishing on defense. Stuffs up the assault. Nice, nicely done. And now basically, Seijun can push up to 3 times or draw cards up to 3 times. So you can choose either or. And it contains the, okay, he chooses to draw the full 3. Okay, wants to keep range 2. And gets Meddlesome, which is another amazing transformation for Seijun. Basically allows Seijun to negate normal boost as long as she has a copy of it in hand. So if the opponent tries to play a reading, she can play reading herself to negate it. If the opponent tries to tech your boost, you can just tech their tech. It's a good boost. It's like a counter spell. Okay, so Kitsune Pride and Kitsune's Wrath. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Kitsune Wrath was transformed. Seijin has everything set up pretty early and the life lead, so this is probably her game to win here. Okay, this is not EX attack. Just sets down one card. Ooh, defensive Devouring Fang though. Will actually, well actually Seijin has enough guard. Seijin has enough guard to trade. Yeah, sometimes I gotta forget that Seijin's guard is understated on a couple of specials, but that's because she already has built-in guard. We'll get the push 2, trade with Hazama, and puts it at range 4. Which range 4 is better for Hazama, but um, with Kitsune's Pride transformation, this may no longer be the case. Because she can set a 7 speed, 1 to 4 range Ink Splash if she wants to. Oh, that's another Falling Fangs. Going to discard spent as force. Does not value the Falling Fangs. Okay, Jungy Fun immediately exceeding. I think it makes a lot of sense because he has all the transformations he needs to make the succeed mode amazing. Because it gives her lots of EX attacks, lots of force to play with. Um, can basically do whatever the hell she wants. Meddlesome. And she draws a card at the start of each of his turn. So card draws accelerated and there's no hand limit for Seijin anymore. Okay, another check on my snake. So that's an EX attack. Okay. So this telegraphs EX dive or EX Venom Sword. Actually, it could even be EX Eternal Coils, depending on how much force he has. I think Seijin will probably, in any case, will probably just block this, I think. Block the incoming damage unless she has a way to punish him at range 4. If it's EX Eternal Coils, then even though 1 to force, even a 7 speed Ink Splash won't stop it. So maybe you can just block here or just don't have to risk anything. chucklyfun here thinking about his turn. Think about what to respond with. It's interesting how there's so many games of Exceed going on at once. 2 other tournament matches and some guy named Boku no Flavor Town. I like this guy. Sounds like a good anime. Sage thinking long and hard about this strike. Doesn't know if maybe doesn't just want to block, maybe just wants to take advantage of her transforms. But at the same time doesn't want to lose the strike. Oh, what she could do is threaten the range 4 sweep. That's certainly a thing she can do as well. Spend 2 4, range 4 sweep. But no. Oh, he decides to wall swing after all that. Okay. Ah, didn't like any of the stuff in his hand. All right, but EX Venom Sword will Assault will not advance. Okay, it's important if we fix that game state immediately. But yep, it is EX Venom Sword. Um, could have been stuffed up by a Kitsune's Pride, something fast, but didn't want to risk it. Just wall swung. Didn't want to guess. Now it's Sage's turn. Many options here. Oh wow, did he just choose to prep? He's looking for something. Maybe looking for ink splash or ink spike. Hazama is sitting at 4 gauge. May can choose to overdrive if he so wishes, and hope and maybe be able to win out that way. His overdrive is indeed an 8 damage life swing because he gains 4 and the opponent loses 4. He may choose to do that. Oh, wait, for Seijin. Okay, so yeah, that I thought it was a prep, but he just drew 1. It's not just 1 card though, which is interesting. No, um, yeah, the only thing realistically here was a dive, and Eternal Coils will stuff it. Now, does cost him a lot of gauge. We'll see how much force he's willing to expend here for damage. And each force, right now Hazma's in the center of the board. Um, okay, spends 4 force. So this will be hitting for 7. It doesn't matter to be honest, because Hazma's in the center of the board. But yeah. Okay, takes 7. Normally this would matter, but since Hazma's in the center of the board, it does not. Okay, Hazma choosing to move to range 1. I think this is a smart idea so that Seijun cannot take advantage of her extra range. Hazma already cashed in the damage, so he is fine like this. Okay, Seijun crosses out the corner. Oh, we'll pretend we didn't see that. Forgot to draw for start turn. Hazma preps. Seijun has a really good massive hand here, but should be looking to convert as soon as she can. Has all the force and resources that she can probably set up unbeatable strikes. Oh, goodness me. Well, hopefully Hikage didn't see that, but it's fine. You gotta be careful, folks. When handling your cards, you gotta make sure you don't drop them. Okay, Sajan's setting down a single card. Okay, initiates a block. Interesting. EX Dive is an interesting choice, but just wants to make sure that wasn't an ink spike. Understandable fear. Okay, discards that for 2 force to take nothing. Sage initiating for block though. Um, Seems weird to me. Unless he's not finding the options that he wants. Okay, remember Sage's turn, remember to start turn draw. Hazma just preps. Okay, choose retreat to range 4. She does not have enough ultras to um doesn't have enough gauge to turn her ultras yet, which could be a strong game closing option. Tail 7 Trials is a funny ultra with no guard, but hits like almost full board. And Tail of 9 Sorrows is just a really solid high damage ultra. Okay, Hazama and Sajin just playing footsies. Maybe Hazama should look to reshuffle here. He is running low on cards. Available cards in deck, rather. If you can find something like a... If you can get back his Falling Fangs, it'll give him a nice fast option for him to work with. I think the more time Sajin is giving for Hazama to do things, is the more he's jeopardizing the game. So I think Chuckly should be looking to cash in some high payout strikes soon. Ideally, be EX attacks that can be boosted for power. Okay, Hazama chooses to reshuffle and gets Hungry Coils. Oh, Sajin only has 3 cards in deck. Okay, choose to boost lights. Okay, Hazama chooses to prep instead of using the burst. Maybe he wants to keep Hungry Darkness as an option, as an ultra, as an astral. It is actually can be good on Sajin because it destroys their entire hand. So actually looking to play towards that may actually be an option. All Hazama needs is 1 gauge, and he can try and threaten Hungry Darkness. Still tough to land though. I mean, it's only 4 speed, hits at range 1. Sage can just grasp and just avoid the threat altogether. I think this is Sage's turn. I don't know if Sage drew Starve turn. Yeah, I think Hazma just prepped, yeah. So it is Sage's turn. Okay. Sage only has 2 cards left in deck. It's in actually danger of decking out, so I think should look to strike. Should look to strike soon. The start of turn card draw is mandatory. 3 gauge, plenty of cards. Okay, he's trying for a reading, it seems. Wait. Wait. Oh no. Yeah, you're not supposed to show your hand before the opponent. He hasn't even said his attack yet. Okay. Well, let's pretend chucklyfun didn't see that. Knowing that Hazaman did draw a Falling Fang is actually very important. But may not matter. He does have +2 speed. Oh, Rising Fang. Okay, that's a good option. That actually. Oh, never mind. Rising Fang does not get the extra armor. He's looking to beat out the fast option from Seijin. The fast option being okay, now he gets to see his hand because I think the reading was failed. Well, at least got 2 armor to not get stunned there. I mean, 2 armor does not take as much damage. Takes 5 instead of 7. Okay, discards the dive. All right. A bit of a messy situation there, but luckily a 6 speed ink spike, was realistically going to beat everything. So choose to advance 2 and draws 2. We do know the normals in Hikage's hand. He might pay for it, assuming Seijin can stun him out. Do you choose to prep, is it? Okay, so he did choose to prep. There's another focus, so he has to watch out. Oh, was that revealing his hand because he didn't prep, was it? That was the start turn draw. He could just win right here. Yeah, just reading Hazuma's no normal and just play Tail Nine Sorrows. He has the 4 gauge, so that's literally the game. If Seijin plays this correctly, it is a game over. What Hazuma should have done last turn was play the reading, at least force Seijin to use Meddlesome, because forcing uh, Seijin to use the Meddlesome counterspell would prevent Hikage from being red himself. Hmm. Okay, chucklyfun is not going for a reading. Instead, EX attacking. Interesting. He has the game-winning combination. Does spend for +2 power. Okay. Plus does spend for +2 power. Um, Hazuma says EX attack of his own. Could this be game over for Seijin? Maybe he got EX sweep or something. Oh. Well, EX Tail 9 Sorrows. That is 12 damage, -3 armor. Never mind, that works. That will that will do it. Yeah, that will do it. That's 12 damage versus 3 armor. And yeah, lights out for Hazuma. Could have spent for extra range too, just in case Hazuma luckily crosses out. Yeah, well, chucklyfun does close out the game, but not in the cleanest way he could have. It's fine though. A win is still a win. Yeah, Hazuma, I think he still has that known sweep, so yeah, game 1 goes to chucklyfun. Nope. Surprised we didn't see a reading, but hey. Maybe it's something I'll ask after the game, after the set's over. Not right now. I don't feel it's appropriate to ask now. Yep, got it. So, chucklyfun no longer can play Seijin, his best character. Now he has to Switch to Enchantress or Emojin. Um, Enchantress is an annoying zoner that has a lot of force but low damage, and Emojin is a counter hit character that wants to just guard and armor true attacks and hit back hard. Um, Also a Waltzing character. So let's see. Yeah, Hikage still has access to his whole cast. I think maybe still sticking to Hazama is perfectly fine. We'll see though. Hazama seems to be an okay pick against Enchantress and Emojin. And then we see Enchantress. chucklyfun looks like he's a fan of drawing cards. Okay, Hikage goes for a Mole Knight. Interesting. I think Mole Knight can also do fine against Enchantress because Mole Knight can technically be in two places at once, therefore making it harder for Enchantress to just simply run away. Mole Knight can chase her down pretty decently. I think Enchantress just has to try and win strikes cleanly and maybe sit on top of the burrow. Usually sitting on top of the burrow is a good plan against Mole Knight. He doesn't have many ways to dislodge you unless he plays Undermine and a couple of his. I think he has one push special. Yeah, block push. Oh, headbutt actually is another one. My bad. So Mole Knight has like grasp and a couple specials to dislodge you. He chooses to go second. That's weird. Usually Mole Knight would enjoy going first, but maybe he wants to give Enchantress less cards. I'm not sure. Usually Mole Knight would like to go first because placing the burrow on range 3 and drawing 2 is just the standard turn 1 play. So very interesting that he chooses to go second instead. Okay, choose to mold 2. Okay, but I think Enchantress will be happy to go first because she has a smaller hand and can make it easier for her to cycle. Enchantress's UA is end of turn or during cleanup, so even after strikes happen, hand empty, she could draw up to 6 until she has 6. So striking turn 1, perfectly normal play for Enchantress. Oh, block push will do the trick though. Homing orb will, she can push or pull 1, but block push will still be able to retaliate. She has to push 1, and block push has a hit push 1. Trade hit her for 5. Pretty good. However, Mole Knight's range 6 range away, so maybe you should put a burrow in the center of the board. Put a burrow center of the board, then teleport to it next turn. That's exactly what he'll do. Draws 2. Yep. However, Mole Knight can only. What? Wait. Okay. He thought he overdrew, but he did not. Alright. An honest mistake. Well, Enchantress knows he has a block, so Mole Knight does have an option on defense should Enchantress choose to strike here. She only has one special that hits at range 6, which is, I mean, Homing Orb can potentially hit at range 6, but Fire Wave is the only other thing that hits at range 6. Okay, boost for power. Looking to set up a fire wave. Okay, is he initiating strike from Burrow? Oh, he is. Okay. Boost power, but just choose to block. Makes sense. Okay, discard his whole hand here for armor and just to draw a fresh hand. Dive. A very solid choice there. Okay, expends 3 force for 8 armor. Overkill, but she just wants to empty her hand. Alright. Cleanup can draw back to 6. Alright, now is Enchantress's turn. That was Moonlight's initiation. Enchantress can retreat here, but the power to burrow gives Moonlight um, ability to chase her down. She chooses to get away. Okay, Rebirth. That's an interesting boost. I haven't really seen that one too often. Choose to put 4 cards at the bottom of her deck in any order. And can draw, so it puts 4 and can draw 5. Because he put 4 cards in the bottom of this deck, no? There we go. Okay, so clearly didn't like the hand. That's actually a pretty good boost for Enchantress, actually, because Enchantress is kind of fixed with her hand. Um, so if she wants a fresh hand to do stuff, then that boost is certainly good. Okay, Knight striking. Probably not from the burrow, but we'll see. Maybe it is, depending on the attack. Maybe it's a range 1 spike. Oh, it's an assault. Well, regardless, we'll stuff out Knight. Spike would have worked though, actually. Would have traded with assault. Okay, Enchantress boosting speed. I like how Chuckly had instinct to draw on top to do the end of turn draw, but then like corrects himself. His hand's just like, oh wait, right, I'm Enchantress. +2 speed, not a big deal at range 1 though. +2 boosting speed at range 1 is generally like not a big deal unless you have a really high damaging mid speed you want to threaten. or range 1 spike. Boost critical attack. Spending 2 force. A block and a focus is pretty relevant. Gives a pretty scary on-hit effect. Well, it basically nukes your um, opponent's hand. That's what it does. Or gives her a lot of power to opponent's hand small. Okay, boost for extra range. Okay, will allow Moonlight to basically hit back for 2 if Enchantress should choose to strike. Which looks like she probably will. So Moonlight's hands will be nuked shortly. But at least he'll trade with her well. Then again, maybe Enchantress played a fast option and Moonlight could play something to stun her out quickly. It's a dive. Okay. Oh, it's a 6-speed dive. Okay, that makes more sense. First I thought it was a 4-speed dive. I was like, wait a sec. That's not right. Okay, regardless. Okay, he's gonna nuke. I see. He's gonna nuke his entire hand regardless. But so spending force from hand and then getting it nuked is basically what's gonna happen. At least he's gonna be hit. He's gonna deal 2 back to Enchantress. But dive will then hit for 5 and also destroy his hand in the process. Suddenly this game's looking very good for Enchantress after that boost. Alright, and Enchantress can, after initiating a strike, can immediately reload. I didn't see what cards he lost from his hand. Belly slide, focus, block, grasp, a lot of stuff actually. Grasp maybe could have been the play there. Just to stun out dive and prevent that disastrous nuke from happening. Okay, Enchantress moves to on top of the burrow and then Moonlight simply repositions. Enchantress striking, range 4 could be any of her projectiles. Oh, it is block push. Block push again coming in to save the day because it gives Moonlight a lot of trading power. Takes 3 and Enchantress takes 5. That's okay. Enchantress has more projectiles where that came from. So she could definitely strike in range 5 with a magic shot or a fire wave. Even a dive, what is it, flying charge? Even a flying charge can do the trick. The Enchantress, I think, is looking to get through a decent amount of her deck before exceeding. When she exceeds, she gains a ton of economy and always draws to 7 cards every turn. Gives her a free reshuffle as well. So I think chucklyfun should be looking to exceed at some point during this game. Possibly when his deck is teeny tiny. It is Chucklyfun's turn, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he's decided what to do yet. Okay, let's take the time to exceed now. So spends the 4 gauge and immediately shuffles his hand into his discard pile, creates a whole new hand. Only thing left engaged is the homing orb. And doesn't even consume the mana reshuffle. Kind of like Hakuman. So this basically gives Enchantress a lot of force to play with. But Moonlight can handle Enchantress's Exceed one better than most characters, I think, because of his burrow. Again, it just prevents her from running away. Okay, looks like Moonlight striking from his burrow. It will be a belly slide. We'll hit for 4, can draw a card. And Enchantress can actually expend as much armor as she wants if she's not happy with her hand. Because at the end of a turn, she's going to drop to 7 regardless, so she can use this opportunity to just ditch cards she really doesn't want. Or you just choose to ditch an assault for 4 armor. Oh, most importantly, since her draw until 7 is a May effect, so I think this helps her when she does want to deck out in the end game. She can just choose to draw one instead of drawing a bunch of cards. Okay, seeing a strike here. Ooh, it's a Burrow-dig. Flying charge is an interesting attack, but it's reliable because it's just basically always going to hit. So try to get hits for 3, and she can spend she just needs to spend 1 force to be able to hit, and Moonlight takes 4. And then she advances to the corner, which is not really what. So this bird is really good because of that advance. Because she wanted to create distance with flying charge, but now she ends up being trapped in the corner, which is something that she maybe doesn't want to see. Okay, Moonlight immediately exceeds. Moonlight's exceed is really good. Basically, gives him more flexibility from his burrow, setting range 2, 3, 4, and gets +2 power when he initiates from it. Chatter's initiating from range 1 in the corner. What could it be? Oh, okay, it's a Shattering Scream. Moonlight just chooses to block. Only hits for 6 damage, but Shattering Scream is an ultra that can hit like from almost full board. It's just really safe, but 6 damage is just okay. Discards a Diving Dig. And a headbutt. Take nothing. Okay. So Moonlight may choose to move his burrow to a range that's more suitable. Okay, range 3 makes a lot of sense. Now you can teleport into it and create a range 3 mix-up. Enchantress choose to just do a Enchantress Prepare, aka draw 5. You can technically boost before doing that, but perhaps he doesn't have a boost in hand or a boost that he wants to play. Okay, Moonlight immediately striking, but I'm not sure whether it's from the burrow or not. If it strikes from the burrow, it's going to get +2 power, which is pretty meaty. I think initiating a sweep here would actually be really good. Mid speeds like assaults, a sweep, yeah. And like I mentioned, I think a spike would also be a good choice here because spike has 4 guard, so she plays something fast, and Moonlight's just gonna go to range 3 anyway and hit it back for 7. Moonlight spikes are really good, by the way, in case you haven't noticed. I don't believe it is a fast option like an assault, because that can be stunned out and ruin his plan completely. But maybe it is an assault. I'm sure he's striking for the burrow though, just to take advantage of the +2 power and the mix-up potential range 3 creates. Enchantress is down 1 block. But again, playing blocks against Moonlight can be very scary. Especially when the burrow is menacingly at range 3. Okay, Enchantress says Wall Street doesn't know. Oh! Wait, the grass does work. Okay, I was wrong. I thought it was a slow option, but in fact, it was an assault. And that's the risk. That's the risk of playing a mid-speed with no guard. Because at that point, yeah, that can happen, essentially. You want to make sure you want to get the before effect of teleporting towards the burrow. But yeah, that also was a bit of a fortunate wall swing for Chuckly. Sometimes, the deck does provide, give you exactly what you want. But I think D might mention this where if you play something a risky option, you're basically willing to accept the risk of losing to even a wall swing. You just have to accept it, right? Um, if you don't want to lose to a random wall swing, just play stuff on curve, or play something that won't get stunned. Okay, Enchantress striking. Okay, dive flying charge does do the trick for Enchantress. We'll have to spend at least 3 force to hit him, but then be able to advance however many spaces. Okay, spends an ultra and a dive from hand. Close tree. Hit it back for 4. And then advance to the corner. Yep. Flying charge is just expensive, but just a very safe attack. Doesn't really lose too much, if anything. Okay, Moonlight is down 8 life, but if you get a couple good hits in, he can just end Enchantress's life, so she has to be careful. Putting burrow range 2 gives him. It is better for Moonlight to be in front of his burrow. I mean, having the burrow be in front of Moonlight rather than the burrow being behind him. So at least Moonlight is happy with this newer positioning. Does have to spend 2 force. Okay. Spends a focus and cross. And then draws 7? Yeah, for end of turn, right. Hey, that kind of serves nothing more than a hand reload just because Moonlight can just easily reposition his burrow. Okay, so basically, it was just a fancy change cards action. Because the positioning is the same, and the burrows this time is at range 1, it's not range 2. Okay, chances striking here. Oh, will this hit? I think he does dodge it. Nice. He does dodge it. It does. Is range 1 to 6. Nice. That cross was actually very crucial for him to stay in the game. Ah, never mind. Okay, yep. Cross does not save him. Unfortunate. Thought it was thought it was a clutch escape from Hikage, but unfortunately it was not enough. Yep. Basically, this card is only one range if Enchantress has no cards, and 1 to 2 when she has 1. That makes sense. All right. And chucklyfun takes the set. Game 1 as Seijun, game 2 as Enchantress. Apparently, drawing a lot of cards is a good strategy sometimes. And yeah, well played by both players. Hikage put up a pretty good fight. Mola had opportunity to come back. Unfortunately, just uh, couldn't pin down Enchantress. Um, Probably that turn when he played Assault um, was actually the turn that cost him the game. Unfortunately, losing to Wallspring Grass is unfortunate, but again, you can avoid this by playing something that does not get stunned. I mean, something that's not a risky mid speed. Because if you play risky mid speed, you have to accept you have to accept the results sometimes that you might just lose to random stuff. And yeah, GG's. Thanks for watching, guys.